So, very good afternoon to one and all. Respected resource person for this afternoon session, Dr. Preetam Selmokar Madam has joined our cloud meeting. So, on behalf of UGC-MMTTC Mission Teachers Training Center, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, I welcome her to this afternoon session. Dr. Preetam ma'am, she is just a minute. Sir. आता हूँ. Dr. Preetam ma'am, she is working in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, College of Engineering, Pune. She is public speaker, writer, poet, has a vast experience of 20 years. She is innovative creator, researcher, has also worked in areas of micro machines, solar energy, turbo, nano electric generators, NEP implementation, committee member of College of Engineering, Pune Technological University, then NEP syllabus committee member, Directorate of Technical Education, also has worked on non-conventional machine techniques for difficult to machine materials. Then during her PhD work, she has developed indigenous portable micro WEDM machining, frugal budget of 3.5 lakh, which is imported cost of approximately 1 crore rupees, and has completed way back in the year 2015. She has also working on CNC controlled WEDM and macro tool hybrid machine center and advanced and highly accurate CNC machine center since 2006 for micro machine lab in College of Engineering Technology University, COP Technical University. Then also well concerned with the design and development of machine design and development. The UG students group monitored by her has been awarded as the first prize for development of mobile-based video conferencing app MILAP in 2020 national competition organized by Research for Researchers and Foundation. The award was given by the Union Education Minister. Also, she has a research project, publication, and also project guidance and PhD guidance. So indeed, it is really an honor and pleasure for all of us to have her here. So again, I welcome Dr. Preetam ma'am to you to this afternoon session, and I would now hand over the session to you. Over to you, ma'am. Madam, unmute yourself.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this nice introduction. And I welcome all the participants here for this NEP sensitization program. I know that you must have gone through many other sessions so far, and you all must be comfortable with this new buzzword, that is New Education Policy 2020. Here in COEP, why I am here to talk is because here in COEP, we have started implementing this NEP 2020 since last 3 years, and we have faced many challenges while implementing this NEP 2020. So perhaps that's why, to share our experiences, perhaps I'm here. We all know that what are the key features of NEP 2020, and now it is now we all are ready to implement it in our institutes. So how to implement this NEP in technical education is what the topic of today's discussion is. As I'm concerned with technical education, I'll be discussing most of the implementation points related to technical education, but similarly, you can use it in your respective institutes. Give me 2 minutes so that I can share my screen, and we will directly go to the government guidelines for this implementation. You all must be aware that in 2023, on 4th July 2023, government has issued one GR, government resolution, which gives us guidelines for this implementation. And we all know that we all are teachers and we work in various institutes. We have to face NBA, NAC, and on many other fronts. We have to represent our curriculums and our curriculum structures. And nowadays, it is mandatory for us that our curriculum, our structure should be NEP compliant. Our syllabus should be NEP compliant and our structure should be NEP compliant. So today we will see some practical tips that how we can make our structure NEP compliant structure. Please feel free to interrupt me anywhere, and to the best of my information, I'll try and answer your queries. So allow me to share my screen. It will take 1 minute, and we will directly go to the government guidelines. Can you see my screen? I hope you can see my screen. Yes, you can show me a thumbs up if you can see my screen, if your mics cannot be unmuted. Okay. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am, any problem? Yes, ma'am, I have made you a co-host now.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm sorry for this inconvenience. Today our internet is unstable, so it is creating some difficulties for me. I apologize for this inconvenience. So let us start with this GR by higher and technical education. Now we all know that for getting engineering degree, say for getting degree BTech in mechanical, we all need to score minimum 160 credits. And how we are going to distribute this 160 credits according to NEP 2020 is what is being clearly stated in this GR. Now, why do we need to make these changes? What is the philosophy behind this new education policy? We will discuss in short that you know that our education policy was earlier drafted by one Englishman, Macaulay, This Macaulay is the same person whose letter we many times read on internet, who has said that if you want to rule over this country, the first thing we should do is to break their education system. Now, please think that the person who wanted to break our system, had drafted our education policy. So the main motive behind the old education policy, the earlier education policy by British people, was they just wanted uh, the Indian manpower for their use. They just wanted us to assist them, and they do not want us to be very skilled or very intelligent. So the education policy is drafted like this. Now, in this new education policy, this 4 years, if we are going to implement this NEP 2020 in 4-year engineering program, the main features of this are this new education policy facilitates multidisciplinary education. Earlier, we all are parents, that we also tell our children that if our child is good in, say, one of the art, or maybe drawing, maybe music, or maybe some sports, we all tell them that first you have to take formal education, and this is your hobby. This can be pursued later, and we ask our children to concentrate on their studies and leave their hobby aside in their important education years. But now, with the advent of this new education policy, multidisciplinary education is possible. So, whatever is our interest maybe from other discipline, we can pursue that same interest while taking our formal education. So multidisciplinary education is the important feature. The second important feature of this new education policy is multiple entry, multiple exit. So far, none of the academic institution in my knowledge has implemented this option, multiple entry, multiple exit, but there is provision for multiple entry, multiple exit. We are going to see in detail what is this. But this option allows a particular person, a particular student, to discontinue his or her education for due to any of her personal reasons for a maximum period of 3 years, and the person can join back and again continue the original education. Also, there is another important feature which is added due to this NEP policy. Is earlier what used to happen, that if suppose I have cleared my 12th standard and got admission in my engineering, for my engineering education, say for one or the other reason, if I cannot complete my engineering degree, and if say I discontinue my degree in second year or third year, the degree with me was only 12th standard pass. But now, every year, by acquiring the given credits, we can earn various degrees. So we will see this in detail. For first year, to complete first year of engineering, minimum 40 credits are required. We can go up to maximum 44 credits. This is something we need to remember while creating the structure. Minimum 40 credits should be there. So they are divided in 20 in first semester and 20 in second semester. If a person completes these 40 credits successfully, if a person earns these credits successfully, the person gets UG certificate in engineering. So if this feature says, NEP feature says that if a person discontinues after earning 40 credits in first year, the student will get UG certificate in engineering degree. There is one more requirement, that not only these 40 credits are to be earned, but at the end of this first year, the student will have to complete 2 skill-based courses of 8 credits, 4 credits each, or minimum 3 credits each. 2 courses can also be offered at the end of this first year. After earning these 40 credits, additionally, the student will have to complete these 2 skill-based courses, and then the student can discontinue with taking this UG certificate in engineering. These additional 6 credit courses are to be designed. They should be strictly skill-based courses, because they are the courses which might help that student to earn some money for his living. So he should get some employment, or he should be having some skill out of these 2 courses, so that he can earn some money for his survival. So while designing these courses, depending on to which discipline he was admitted, we need to design these courses, and we need to make this provision in our curriculum structure, and we should include it into the document of this curriculum structure. 6 credit to 8 credit courses, skill-based courses at the end of first year. The entry level, we all know that now the level system is there, and the entry level for which the student will come to us is 4 point. After completing first year, he will be at a level of 4.5. For level 5, the student has to further earn 40 credits, 40 more credits, and 40 if 40 to 44, so the total goes up to maximum up to 88 credits. And once the student earns 80 to 88 credits minimum, he will get UG Diploma in Engineering or UG Diploma in Technology. Similarly, for level 5.5, the student will have to earn another 40 to 44 credits, and then the student can get degree BVoc. And for completion of BTech, B or BTech, now this nomenclature of this degree is very important. At level 6, earlier we used to get, say suppose I have a degree of B in mechanical engineering, but now the student will get a degree BE or BTech in mechanical engineering with multidisciplinary minor. Say suppose his multidisciplinary minor is music, then the name of the degree is BTech in mechanical engineering with multidisciplinary minor in music. My friend who is sitting next to me on the same bench might get a different degree, BE in mechanical engineering with multidisciplinary minor in history. Another person in the same class might get a degree, BTech in mechanical engineering with multidisciplinary minor in English literature. So this is very much possible with this new education policy. Now, how these degrees, the names will be changed, and how these multidisciplinary minors will be offered, we are going to see later. But for the time being, just remember that this is the new nomenclature of the BTech degree after implementation of NEP 2020. I request the participants to switch off their videos. Some of the participants by mistake have switched on their videos. Inadvertently, their videos are on. Kindly switch the videos off if you do not wish to. The next possibility, a student is good at academics, and if the student has earned more than 75% marks in earlier years, or if we are talking about CGPA, then 7.5 CGPA, if the student has, then the student is eligible to go for honors degree. Now the nomenclature again will change. Now the basic nomenclature of the degree is BTech in mechanical, for example, I'm saying in engineering with multidisciplinary minor in some other branch. Now, if a student can take up courses of higher level of understanding, additional, if the person can earn additional 20 credits of these higher level courses. For example, suppose a person is studying in COEB Technological University, then we have three PG courses here. PG in mechanical, here in mechanical engineering department, PG in mechanical design, PG in thermal engineering, and PG in automotive technology. If a UG student attends classes of any of these PG courses and earns 20 more credits by appearing to the same exam for which these MTech students are also appearing for those particular subjects, does mean that the student has appeared for higher level courses. He has earned 20 credits from PG course. So then that particular student will get BTech in engineering honors. No doubt that multidisciplinary minor will be there because that is integral part of this degree now. Why I am emphasizing on this multidisciplinary minor? Because I happen to be participant in many of the discussion on this NEP 2020, and I interact with many institutes regarding this structure formation of NEP compliant syllabus curriculum structure. So many times there is a debate about this multidisciplinary minor. Please remember that this multidisciplinary minor is a part of these minimum 160 credits. We are going to discuss in detail later, but there are multidisciplinary minors worth 14 credits which are to be included in this minimum requirement. So this multidisciplinary minor is integral part of this 160 credit course. Okay. So again, so the next degree which we discussed is minimum 20 credits are to be 20 to 22 credits more needs to be earned by the student who wants to get honors degree. So the minimum requirement for this honors course will be 180 credits, and maximum we can go up to 194, because earlier also we have allowed to go up to 176. So the maximum limit for this honors is 194. There is another possibility. Another possibility is B in engineering or BTech in engineering, honors with research and multidisciplinary minor. Now there are two possibilities for this honors degree. One is the honors, which we had discussed earlier, in which the student will earn 20 credits from higher level courses. Now here, with honors with research is what the student will undertake a research project worth 20 credits. Additional project. We all know that in the final year engineering course, the students take up research problem, because this goes to the highest level of Bloom's taxonomy, where they apply their knowledge, the gained information in all the 4 years, and they use it. They apply this particular knowledge and carry out a research problem. We all are aware, if a student takes up another project, additional project, worth 20 credits. The project may be multidisciplinary. The student can take up the project from some other branch even. And if the student completes this additional project worth 20 credits, then the student will get a degree, BTech in engineering, honors with research, and multidisciplinary minor is that basic wala multidisciplinary minor. The another possibility in this NEP 2020 is BTech in engineering. Say BTech, what word major engineering discipline means. Suppose I have taken admission in mechanical engineering, then my major engineering discipline is mechanical. BTech in mechanical engineering with double minors. Now, what is this double minors? One minor is compulsory, that is included in those 160 credit. If a student takes up additional minor worth 20 credits, then the student will get BTech in, for example, mechanical engineering with double minors. Now he will have two minors. One can be history, one can be music, one can be literature, another can be computer engineering, electronics engineering, electrical engineering, any branch other than my major engineering branch. I can learn subjects from that particular branch worth 20 credits, and I can earn this degree, BTech in, say, mechanical engineering with multidisciplinary minor in history, and my double minor can be computer engineering. So we all as teachers, while you will be preparing this NEP compliant structure, each department will have to offer these minor, this minor basket, which can be taken up by other branch students. Suppose I am going to offer a minor in mechanical engineering, then I have to offer courses worth 20 credits. So I have to decide that whether we will offer 5 courses worth 4 credit each. And from second year, we can start with this multidisciplinary minor. Then the first course design should be designed thinking that the student has just completed his 12th standard and is not aware about any of the concept from mechanical engineering. So we have to build this minor, and in 20 credits, the student should get some basic information, some basic knowledge from mechanical engineering. So please remember that I have seen the minors designed by many of the institutes, and I'm just trying to give you about the common difficulties we face while designing these minors. The first course should be very elementary, very basic, and we have to build their knowledge in these 20 credits. So this minor basket needs to be designed separately, and we just cannot offer the same courses which we offer to our mechanical students as it is, and we cannot just keep them in this minors basket. We will have to design these courses separately so that we can give a basic minimum information about mechanical engineering in 20 credits to other departments. Same will be the case with other departments. If suppose mechanical, civil, electrical, metallurgy students are going to opt for a course in computer engineering, you cannot start with multidisciplinary minor with directly a course on AI/ML. We have to build their knowledge in computer engineering, considering that the student has information up to 12th standard about that particular subject, and then we will build that multidisciplinary minor. Okay, so this is another degree which is possible in this NEP 2020, and we have to prepare our structures, and we have to show that our structures are ready and capable enough to give all these options to our students. This will be required for many of the accreditation programs. Just a minute, I will shift this window. Okay, so we have discussed so far that credits offered per semester will be minimum 20 and maximum 22. Generally, there is a lot of discussion in many of the institutes that what should be the maximum limit, whether we should give degree, we should restrict ourselves to the minimum 160, or some of the institutes generally, what do they think that anyways these 14 credits are to be given to multidisciplinary minor? It is better that we go to the highest level. We will go up to 176, 174, so that this multidisciplinary minor can be kept as additional and there will not be any change in the existing structure. But please remember that each credit is equivalent to a huge investment. There are many guidelines available, and while preparing this structure, we have to refer to these guidelines available. If time permits, I will paste the links of all these guidelines, credit framework structure, and all other guidelines by UGC in the chat box. That each credit requires huge investment in terms of hours, in terms of what we can say resources, in terms of money. And so we should be very, very careful while increasing the credit limit for a particular course. So for in a particular structure. Okay, so maximum 22 per semester we can offer. National, yes, this is what I was referring, National Credit Framework. Please search on Google if you have not already downloaded these guidelines, National Credit Framework, and you will get the guidelines for this National Credit Framework. Then we have discussed all these, that there are 4 possibilities up to going up to level 6. There are 4 possibilities: 160 credits, the basic degree; 180 credits, there are 3 possibilities. Either you can complete your BTech with honors in chosen major engineering discipline, or honors with research, or you can earn your degree with double minor. So we have discussed this these 4 options length. Then yes, additional research project of 18 credits worth for getting this honors with research degree, and these 18 credits can be distributed. I'm giving more emphasis on the guidelines which will be useful for designing this NEP compliant structure. That's why I'm discussing all these things, that how do we distribute these credits. We have to distribute these credits in 7th and 8th semester, that is in the final year of the engineering. And these 18 credits needs to be over and above the minimum. Minimum you can decide 160 to 176. There can be any number between 160 to 176 for the minimum requirement for getting degree. These 18 credits should be additional to this minimum number. We need to remember this. Then yes, the same is true for this double minors also. And this multidisciplinary minor, as I said, we have to start introducing this course from 3rd semester. We can introduce this course from 3rd semester, and we can continue distributing these credits till 8th semester. So now most of the institutes, they might have started the implementation of NEP in last year. So for these institutes, you have to start with this, offering this minor from this semester, that is 2nd year, 1st semester. Yes, then next we have discussed this at length, that double minor, for double minor also both the minors should start from the 3rd semester and they can go up to 8th semester. Now the minor limit is of 14 credits. The distribution can be anything. Some institutes are distributing 4-4-4-2, 3 courses worth 4 credits and 1 course worth 2 credits. Some institutes have distributed it as 4-3-3-4. Anything is possible. That is your choice of the institute, that how do they distribute these 14 credits over which semesters, but it should start generally from the 3rd semester. There is some flexibility that here and there you can, I mean, some institutes will continue it up to 8th semester, some will complete in 7th semester. That is possible. Yes, and yes, they have said that students would take up 5-6 additional courses of 18 to 20 credits in another engineering discipline or emerging areas specialization distributed over semesters. Okay, that's what I said. Multidisciplinary minor is maybe from other stream like history, arts, music, and this second minor, additional minor, can be from other engineering branch. Okay, the next. So here they have highlighted some features of this NEP 2024 year multidisciplinary engineering curriculum framework, and we have to ensure that all these features are there. Many times we have to fill data in many of the questionnaire which come to us from government or maybe from some higher agencies, and they try and ensure that all these features are reflected into our structure. So what do they look into? They will ensure that the flexibility to move from one discipline of study to another, that will be ensured. Just now we discussed that with minor, there are many open electives, there are many MOOC courses. We are going to see this all in detail. But now multidisciplinary education needs to be ensured, and we have to defend that how our structure, how our framework is capable of offering multidisciplinary education. The opportunity for learners to choose the courses of their interest in all disciplines, the same will be fulfilled with these options. MEME options, just now we discussed, and we know that we must be ready that we can offer UG certificate, UG diploma, BVoc, or BTech degree, depending on how many credits the student has earned. You all are aware about the ABC Bank, Academic Bank of Credit, we all are aware. And nowadays we have started the process of registering our students in Academic Bank of Credit. Here in COEP, we have completed 100% registration in Academic Bank of Credit, and they have APAR card. APAR card is, we all know that, very much similar to that Aadhaar card. It is an identity, sort of identity card of that educational progress. All the credits we earn, maybe from various institutes, will be credited into that same bank. And now, as it works like a bank, that if suppose I deposit money into the bank at Nasik, still I can withdraw the money at Pune. So similarly, if I earn 20 credits from Gokhale Institute in economics, and suppose my COEP has MOU with Gokhale Institute, then those 20 credits can be deposited in my Academic Bank of Credit, and I can use it to earn my engineering degree, where these 20 credits will be used against that multidisciplinary minor. There are some provisions that the two institutes must have MOU, and the courses should be specifically designed for these particular institutes. These are some of the framework in which we have to fit in this flexibility. Okay, so the flexibility for learners to move from one institution to another to enable them to have multi or interdisciplinary learning. Now, time does not permit me to talk about definitions of these three words, but I would like all our teachers, so we all can have a small homework that today at home we will just Google, we will just ChatGPT the words multidisciplinary and transdisciplinary. These are the new terms which we should be comfortable with this NEP 2020 policy. But as I said that now we cannot work in silos. We have to tie up with institutes which offer education in other disciplines. For example, COEP has MOU with Gokhale Institute to teach economics. We are going to have MOU. We are in the process of signing MOU with Bhandarkar Institute of Oriental Research, with which we can offer um, uh, education on Indian knowledge system. We are having MOU with Deccan Education Society so that we can offer courses from literature or history or some other courses. We have MOU with institute called FINAQ, which offer their particular expertise courses. So we have to tie up with as many institutes as possible so that we can offer various multidisciplinary minors. Later on in this presentation, I'll try and show you the list of those 13 various possible minors which we offer here in COEP. But for the time being, just remember that while designing the structure, please remember that we should show this flexibility to enable this multidisciplinary learning. You can check the guidelines on various websites like NBA or so that you can find that what are the features we should take care of. Yes, mandatory 1 semester internship or on-job training. Most of the institutes are offering this 1 semester internship. That flexibility is given to the institute. Some of the institutes offer this internship in 7 semesters. Some offer in 8 semesters. So that is up to them. Depending on their training and placement policy, they decide the internship semester. Provision of vocational and skill enhancement courses. These are also the new terms which we must be familiar with. What do we mean by VSCC courses? What do we mean by IKS? Nowadays, it is also known as BKS. We are going to discuss this in the second part of my presentation, that at 4:30, we will be starting our second session, and that is totally devoted to the Indian knowledge system. So right now, we'll skip this point. Community engagement project or field project in major discipline degree. This is another what we can say vertical of NEP, on which there is a lot of confusion about implementation of this community engagement project. Now, this implementation is totally left to our decision. What is this community engagement project? This project worth 2 credits needs to be offered, community engagement project, in which the student use the information, the knowledge gathered in their major discipline stream. Suppose a student is from mechanical engineering, he is having some ability, some skills, some information, some knowledge in mechanical engineering. He or she should be using that particular knowledge for the benefit of society. For example, the COEP mechanical engineering students under their NSS scheme go to rural areas, and where they educate the village people about the use of solar energy. They have done some installations. Some of the civil engineering students have prepared the maps and 3D maps of their village. Some of them have now I know about. I would like to discuss 2 very interesting community engagement projects taken up by our students. Say students from computer engineering department can take up projects like this. We came across, we met with Hemal Kasa project people, Honorable Ampes. We met them and we learned that the pregnant women in that Adivasi area are facing so many problems in record keeping, or they cannot reproduce all those records to the doctors, or they are not aware about the various tests they need to carry out at various phases. So our students have developed one mobile app for them. Now you will be surprised that uh, Adivasi people also use mobiles. They too have smart mobiles with them and they use it, but they have their local language. Some of the people know their local language. Some of the ladies are illiterate even. So our students made use of pictures and some signs, some local language, some instructions in the local language, and prepared an app in which there will be monthly reminders. There will be safe records will be kept. They will be so that the women were benefited due to this project of community engagement. So these type of projects can be taken up by our student in their particular major discipline area for the sake of community, so that they will develop that attitude. We are trying to inculcate attitude in our students that whatever information, whatever knowledge we earn, we should have a attitude of using it for society. So nowadays you all must be aware that when we select our PhD problem, if it is related to some societal problem, then it is encouraged. There are more chances that we get grant for these type of research projects. Also, the guides are encouraged to take up PhD problems, the research problems in societal problem related areas. Anyways, that is a different topic, altogether different topic. Okay, horizontal and vertical mobility with multiple entry and exit option. Now this multiple entry, multiple exit option, as I said, that student can discontinue, then the student can join back. When the student is trying to join back, if required, the institute can offer him her some bridge courses, because due to this discontinuation, the student might require some bridge courses to cope up with the speed of other students. So they are to be offered, they are to be designed in our structure, and the maximum gap allowed is 3 years. The 4 years degree can be completed in 7 years, and the student can discontinue multiple times even. And he can earn the degrees, he can get the degrees at various intervals, provided he completes that requirement of 40 credits of that particular year, plus those additional skill-based courses. What is there in chat box? Let me see if there are some questions for me. No, it is attendance and no questions or no comments. Okay, fine. Okay. Then we know that internships, AICT has launched internship portal. If time permits, we will open it here on the Google. Otherwise, you can just Google the AICT internship portal, and various options, skill-based courses options, NCQF compliant skill-based courses options are available. Earlier, this co-curricular, extracurricular courses were never. Shared window is closed. Why the share window got closed? Okay. So earlier, these extracurricular, co-curricular courses were not considered anywhere for earning the degree. Now, these courses, just a minute, something, what has happened? Am I there in the meeting? Am I there in the meeting or what's happened?
Yes, madam.
Am I there in the meeting?
No, ma'am. और मैम भी चालू है, आपका साउंड आ रहा है मैम.
ओके ओके, मेरा स्क्रीन शेयरिंग शायद बंद हो गया. एक मिनट सर, 1-2 मिनट. आज पता नहीं क्या गड़बड़ हो रहा है मेरे यहाँ पे. मुझे अभी वो विंडो ही नहीं दिखाई दे रहा जूम का जिसमें से मैं स्क्रीन शेयरिंग करूं. मेरा स्क्रीन दिखाई दे रहा है क्या सबको?
नहीं मैम.
कोई कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गया, क्या हो गया वही समझ में नहीं आ रहा मेरे.
मैडम स्क्रीन वहाँ पे देखिए ना, शेयर पे स्क्रीन पे क्लिक कीजिए ना.
नहीं नहीं, शेयर स्क्रीन का ऑप्शन दिख रहा है मुझे. शेयर
ओके.
स्क्रीन का ऑप्शन दिख रहा है मुझे. जस्ट मिनट सर, मैं 2 मिनट में फिगर आउट करती हूँ क्या.
यस यस.
मैंने क्या हो रहा है मेरा. ठीक है, मैं स्क्रीन को ही मैंने शेयर कर दिया. अब दिख रहा है. अब शायद मेरा स्क्रीन शेयर हो गया.
यस मैम.
हाँ, सॉरी. So we were discussing about, I think we were discussing about, yes, these. My God, I have to cover a lot of stuff and it's already 3:30. I will take a break at 4:15 or so, and then we can start with the next session at 4:30. Okay, I'll go a bit fast now. So we were up to that BSEC courses. And now we were saying that extracurricular and co-curricular courses will also be counted in this credit framework structure. We have discussed these points already. Yes. The last point is very important, the 11th point, that nowadays the COVID has enabled us in this online teaching technology, and nowadays we are offering some of the courses in online mode. Also, many institutes have started offering the NPTEL courses. I hope all the institutes are making use of these NPTEL courses. So sometimes for these multidisciplinary minors also, for which we tie up with other institutes, we might need to go for online mode. So we can design courses up to 40% of the total credit in online mode. The percentage of online credits, online learning allowed is 40%. It is not compulsory, but the maximum limit is 40%. Okay. Distribution of credits across 4 years engineering degree programs. So yes, this is also a topic of debate in many of the institutes. Major subject, suppose my branch is mechanical engineering, so I must learn minimum 50% courses, 50% of the credits which I have earned. The courses must be from mechanical engineering. This is mandatory. Because there are many other, as I said, that there are 8 verticals. We can see 8 verticals are there, and we have to offer courses from each of these verticals. So the other courses offered should not exceed this 50% of this major. There is a credit distribution framework also available, which we need to consider while designing our structure. Elective courses, compulsory, we have to offer elective course baskets in third year and final year. So in third year, you can offer two DLEs, department level electives, DLE 1 and 2. And in final year also, you can offer two electives, DLE 3 and DLE 4. Each can have 3 credits each. The open elective is something other than these DLEs. Department level electives need to be necessarily from that elective course of major. It needs to be from my major stream. OEs can be from other streams. Yes, we need to offer vocational skill courses, internships, community engagement project. As I said that this community engagement project worth 2 credits as per the guidelines of DTE, we need to offer it in the second year. What we have done here in COIP is the students get vacation period of say 1 or 1.5 months at the end of first year. So we ask them to undertake these CEPs near to their area. They come from various districts, various places, so they can take up community engagement projects at their places, and they can come down after completion of that project, and then we evaluate their projects in the first semester of second year, and those 2 credits are later on added to their grade sheet. So for this also we need to have multiple tie-ups with many social organizations. We have identified a nice list of 200 social organizations where we try and send our students, but it is not limited to that. Students themselves also come up with some problems which their mentor evaluates, and if he or she finds it okay for 2 credits, then we offer that particular project also to the student. Yes, we have discussed this multidisciplinary minor worth 14 credit at length. The subjects may be from the different disciplines of engineering faculty. Just now we discussed that. We have to design baskets for other branches students. So minor will be offered by computer, minor will be offered by electrical, minor will be offered by civil, and so on, which can be taken up by other branch students. The credits of compulsory minor, that is the first minor included into that 160, shall be completed from the second year to the final year of UG program. We have seen how we can distribute those 14 credits also. Now these open elective courses. These open elective courses can or need to be from the other branches. So open elective, the mechanical students will take open elective from computer engineering. The computer engineering students can take up it from, say, electrical engineering, and so on. And there are faculty-wise baskets. Faculty means stream-wise baskets of OE will be prepared by the colleges. And as I said that once a student takes up one open elective, then the student should take another open elective connected to the first one. So the student will have to select a stream of open electives, and he will or she will continue into that same stream. Please do not allow the students to change the stream of their open elective in each semester. Vocational and skill enhancement courses, VSEC. Now this VSEC courses are to be offered in first 3 years, because final year is mostly dedicated to the internship and the project. Vocational courses, these vocational courses should include skill-based courses. Most of the laboratories, lab courses will be treated, can be offered here in these VSC courses. There are some skill enhancement courses. Now there are some skills required to be earned by students other than the engineering skills also. So those courses or some skill related to the major engineering stream can also be offered in this SEC. Then ability enhancement courses, Indian knowledge system and value education courses, they all will have total 10 credits, out of which there are 4 credits given to the ability enhancement courses. Mainly these type of courses are to be offered in first or second year, in which in this AEC we have to teach them 2 languages. One necessarily English, as it is a language used globally for communication, and another can be any Indian language worth 2 credits. So these 2 will be language courses under AEC. Then this IKS, as I said, that this is a fundamental course, a basic course on Indian knowledge system to be offered in the first year. Some institutes are offering it in the second year also. That small flexibility is given by the policymakers. Now there are guidelines, UGC guidelines about Indian knowledge system. I will post the link of these guidelines in the chat box later. There are many trainings. Nowadays, there are many trainings offered by UGC. They have some nice 200 master trainers of IKS, and they are offering trainings all over India for this Indian knowledge system. There is a website, iksindia.org. Lot of stuff which can be used to prepare the syllabus on IKS is put on that website, and I will be discussing that what should be the contents of this IKS course and how do we design this IKS course, from where we can take up the material and who all are the experts. All these details I will share in my second dedicated session on IKS. So we'll move on to VES. Value education courses are to be offered in second year. Now, depending on the availability of the experts, we can choose environmental science. Environmental science, we all know that it is a mandatory course. We need to offer environmental science. Also, other courses like here we offer Constitution of India as one of the course under VEC. Some digital and technological solution related courses can also be offered in this value education course. Now there are different guidelines. Sometimes the guidelines, some guidelines are issued by AICT, some of the guidelines are issued by UGC, some by NBA, some by NAC. So we have to prepare a structure which will cover the guidelines given by all the agencies. Many times they all are in sync with. So yes, we have to offer the basket to the students for these VEC courses. Yes, we are done with this. We have discussed about this also. Internship, 12 credit internship, 1 semester duration shall be offered, 7th or 8th semester. Yes, we offer here in final year the internship. Then in final year, they have an internship also, and they have to take up 2 courses also. So the students who are going for internship necessarily will not be available in campus to attend the offline lectures. So in the last semester, in the 8th semester, we have 2 NPTEL courses, 3 credits, 3 credits each. These courses are to be selected from the NPTEL courses. The NPTEL calendar generally matches with our calendar. We have to see that the NPTEL results are out before our semester ends. For 3 credits, we need to offer a course worth 12 weeks to our students. 1 credit, 4 weeks course for 1 credit, 8 weeks course for 2 credits, 12-week course for 3 credits. Generally, NPTEL courses are to be offered. There are some other agencies also which offer the online courses, but you have to allow the student judiciously, because sometimes those courses will be little, I mean, the difficulty level will not match with those NPTEL courses. Maybe there is possibility, we have to check. Also, while offering these NPTEL courses, we just cannot give 100% freedom to our students, and the institute will have to offer a basket of these NPTEL courses. And the guidelines for selection, guidelines for offering this basket will be: the student must not have learned this course earlier. As I said, that for 3 credits, it should be minimum 12-week course. It should be, it can be any course from its his or her major discipline, or maybe from some other discipline, and so on. If in case of any doubt, we can discuss this NPTEL course implementation in more detail. We have to take up the grade sheet from these NPTEL courses. They have 25 marks they give assignments, weekly assignments, and the weekly assignments, I think they give 12 assignments, out of which best 8 they select and they give marks based on this. So it is for 25 marks, and they take up online examination on their particular centers for rest 75 marks. And based on this total, they award some gold medals, some silver medals, and other evaluation also. And they give that certificate comes directly to the students. It comes on their mail ID. So the coordinator will have to collect all those certificates, and then we will have to fit that result in our particular structure, and then we have to assign grades or marks to our students. In this way, this online courses are to be included in our structure. Yes, field project, community engagement projects we have discussed at length. And yes, in those co-curricular courses, depending on the faculty available, the tie-ups available, we can offer courses on health, wellness, meditation, yoga, sports, some cultural activities, even some of the club activities. I mean, we have gymkhana clubs. Those can be taken. I mean, there can be a method prepared. There can be a methodology, well-thought methodology to convert that participation into grades. NSS, NCC, and visual performing arts can also be included in those 4 credits. Earlier we used to call these courses as liberal learning courses here, and we have a nice basket of 15-20 courses of if time permits, I'll share that liberal learning course basket also. There are 20 courses or so liberal learning course in which our students learn Japanese, they learn agriculture, they learn warfare techniques, they learn photography, and so on. And experts from these areas come and teach them. These lectures are generally scheduled as last lecture, so that the students can enjoy their liberal learning or co-curricular courses. Double minor, I'll not go into detail. Honors, I will not go into detail. We have discussed at length. And as I said, that UGC regulation permits up to 40% of the total courses being offered in a semester through online learning courses offered through the SWAYAM platform. Yes. Now, this is something which we all need to look while preparing our NEP compliant structure engineering program with 1 major, 1 minor. This is the basic 160 credit distribution. Basic science courses, you will find that basic science courses generally, like physics, chemistry, mathematics, they all can be treated as basic science courses. And generally we find that we cover these courses in first 2 semesters of the engineering. And the minimum credits have to be 14 and the maximum credits have to be 18. Now, depending on the faculty availability, some of the institutes offer some course for some branches in first semester and for other branches in second semester. Then we have ESC courses. Those ESC courses also related to engineering stream, engineering related courses, like we have graphics in first year or applied mechanics in first year. All those go under engineering science courses, and the minimum credit can be 12 and maximum credits can be 16. So then we have PCC courses. Suppose I come from mechanical engineering, then heat transfer, theory of machine design, fluid mechanics. All these courses will be named as program core courses. And we all know that we introduced some program core course in the second semester, and you can see that up till that 7th or 8th semester, we have maximum PCCs. And as we said that we need to ensure that 50% of the credits should be from that major stream. Then out of 160, 80 credits should be from the major discipline. So it will be covered within PCC and those elective courses, that 50% of the content. So they are well distributed from second semester to the 8th semester. Then, yes, this PCC and PEC together will make up those minimum required credits. Also, these engineering science courses, basic science courses, that all add up to these basic requirement of 50%. So as I said that in third year and in final year, we need to prepare elective courses. Elective courses basket must be offered to the students, and these courses need to be necessarily from that major stream. So elective courses like refrigeration and air conditioning or
मैम शेअर करा पीपीटी.
येस येस. दुसरं लोकेशन चेंज करते. आज इथे काय प्रॉब्लेम आहे माझ्या केबिन मध्ये माहिती नाही. मी मधल्या ब्रेक मध्ये लोकेशन चेंज करेल. तुम्हाला सॉरी
हो येस
खूप वेळा
येस
त्रास दिला.
येस येस.
Okay, so we were discussing uh, we have to offer these elective courses in final year. These elective courses give it to the students. Now, so if a student selects all courses from a particular stream, say suppose MDM is also selected as computer engineering and open elective courses are from the basket of computer engineering, then we can have nice 22 credits courses learned by a particular student, which will enable him or her to develop based courses, vocational and skill enhancement courses, not more than 8 credits, and they are to be distributed in first 2 years mostly. Ability enhancement courses. Now, these up to these skill courses, we are restricting ourselves to our major discipline. This PCC, PEC, their courses. Now we have to offer many courses from humanities, social science, and management, what we call as HSSM courses, and they can be AEC. There can be courses related to internship, economics, management courses. ICAS also falls under this HSSM, and value education course. We need to teach the students research methodology, because now we are promoting entrepreneurship, incubation. Everywhere we are promoting these things. So under experiential learning courses, we have to offer this research methodology course. It can be a 4 credit course just before they go for their final year project, so that they learn about research methodology. Then community engagement project, as you can see that it is offered in the second year first semester. We all know that projects are offered, internships are offered, which we used to do it even before NEP. And co-curricular courses are also called as liberal learning courses. I was just now talking about the term liberal learning courses. And generally, these courses, we cover these courses mostly in first year. So you can see the distribution, 20 minimum to 22 credits per semester, which makes the total as 160 to 176 courses. The second year, first sem and second year second sem can be designed separately for the direct second year students. And then we have to think about some of these courses which are already offered in first year, and these direct second year students have not learned these courses. So then we have to make some provision, separate provision for these direct second year students in our structure. These are the abbreviations which we all need to be familiar, like OE, vocational skill and skill enhancement courses. Just now we have seen IKS, nowadays also called as Bharatiya Knowledge System, BKS. We see OJT, that is on-job training. and CEP, that is community engagers, RM, general terminology used for research research methodology, research project RP, LLC, liberal learning courses, and SM, all the courses which come under this category we have C. Okay. As I said that there are some guidelines and there are some rules. The distribution can be different for different institutes depending on the availability of the resources, but the sum of the things remain same. That is that limit of say 160, minimum limit of 160 credits, or minimum limit of 14 credits, or all the 8 verticals are to be covered. Maybe when you offer can be different, but all the institutes should cover all these the courses which we have discussed above. Yes, there are some misconceptions that this NEP offers flexibility to change the institute. It does not mean that if a student in that multiple entry, multiple exit option, few people have misconception that a student can discontinue from one institute and the student can join some other institute of his her own choice. This is not the case. If a student is admitted for a particular course, that will be his her major course, say suppose for mechanical engineering I have taken admission to COEP, then for minor, maybe for IKS course, maybe for some liberal learning course, on I can learn economics from Gokhale, I can learn IKS from Bhandarkar, I can learn English from say Deccan Education Society, and then those credits can be deposited in my academic bank of credit. This is possible. Change of institute is possible in this sense, but my major institute remains same. That if I discontinue after second year and take a break of 6 months, I will have to join back to COEP only and no other institute. So the institute for which I have taken admission for major course does not change. Okay. Students should secure a minimum 50% of the total credits through core courses, electives, vocational courses, etc. They all fall under this minimum 50% category. Yes, this is the repetition. So we will skip this. These are the guidelines prepared by Professor R.D. Kulkarni. He is Honorable Vice Chancellor of Mumbai University. This GR is based on his work related to the NEP. Yes, Indian knowledge system. Earlier, we used to offer only one Okay, so we were discussing in the earlier session, we were discussing about how do we implement NEP in our institutes and how do we prepare NEP compliant curriculum structure in our institutes. Now, in that structure, we have seen that there is an important vertical called as Indian knowledge system. We have to design at least one course worth 2 credits based on Indian knowledge systems in our institutes. And as this is a new course, there are so many questions and so many debates, so many opportunities, so many challenges regarding implementation of this Indian knowledge system in technical institutes. So I will try and address the issues related to Indian knowledge system in this session. We all know that this, as in the first session itself, we discussed that India used to contribute a major portion of GDP till 17th century. We used to export many materials, many garments to outside world before 17th century. Then what has happened that the country where we used to call जहां डाल डाल पर सोने की चिड़िया करती थी बसेरा, all of a sudden what has happened that we lost that biggest share of GDP, and we were no more developed country, and we were struggling due to more than 150 years of we were controlled by foreign countries. British people ruled us, and so we lost that continuity of our knowledge system. So now when we are trying to rejuvenate, what are the various thought processes which we come across when we try and implement this subject in curriculum? So keeping this Indian knowledge system, what is called as Bharatiya Jnana Parampara in center, we will try and address the following issues. That is, what are the guidelines of UGC, Government of Maharashtra, and AICTE related to this Indian knowledge system? As I said that I too have attended one training by similar Malviya Mission Training Program Center at Pune has organized that UGC training on Indian knowledge system. As I said that they have developed some 150 or more master trainers who are trying to percolate the UGC guidelines and the contents related to IKS to all other teaching community. So what are those guidelines? We will see. Who all are the experts in the area of Indian knowledge system, so that because the Indian knowledge system is a vast area, and the major difficulty many institutes are facing is the experts who can teach this subject. So from where can we arrange the teacher for this subject? The first basic question comes in everybody's mind is, what is exactly Indian knowledge system and what are we going to teach to our students? Why do we need to teach this subject? There are some misconceptions about implementation of this subject. What are the opportunities? What are the difficulties which we face, and how we can contribute for the development of this subject are some of the points which we are going to discuss today. Most of the times when we start introducing this subject, many people, many students ask us that in this today's contemporary world, why do we need to learn about these old Indian traditions. So we can, and now these are Gen Z students, and if we cannot answer logically, they will not believe us. So the answer which I give to my students now, session also, but let me share the answers which I give to my students. I tell them that nowadays all the countries want their control over other countries. Everyone wants to be superpower. And nowadays we see that whenever we open our television or we open our newspaper, we came across the struggles between countries for the power. Now this power to take control of over other countries, the countries do not necessarily use only military power. The power can be of various types. It can be a military power. A country with many intellectual property rights, they have, जिसे हम बौद्धिक ज्ञान संपदा कहते हैं, IPR, or it can be a financial power. So all these powers make any country powerful. So nowadays, not only this military power, but all other powers are also important, so that our independence of a country remains intact and it should not be ruled by other countries. Nowadays, innovation, IPR, patents are buzzwords, and everyone is trying to get these things. You all must be aware that we use haldi in our day-to-day life. In Indian kitchens, all the Indian ladies make use of haldi for their day-to-day cooking. Also, whenever we have, it is used as a medicine also in our kitchens itself, or before going to doctors, whenever we meet with some small wound or small injury, we all know that haldi is antiseptic and we make use of it. Also, neem. We know that whenever we need to take care of some items in kitchen, say some grains, then we add neem leaves into that container, and we know that the grain will be protected using neem. So we all were aware about the uses of haldi and neem. Just a minute. But we all know that to take patents of these two things, we have to face a battle. We know that Dr. Raghunath Mashelkar fought for the patent of haldi, and he managed to keep that patent of haldi with us. But it is a very sad thing that we have lost patent of neem. Now, when we go for getting patent, when we go to the patent attorney or when we go to the patent office and claim for the patent, we just cannot say that from years together, from centuries together, we Indians no use of these things. But we have to produce some documentary evidences, some evidences which can be accepted in this contemporary world to claim that these are our things. We have lost the neem patent, unfortunately, and this is really very sad, because people from outside are studying our knowledge and trying to get the patents. Now, few people can say, when I tell this to some people, they say that we are from a country that we believe Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and let others take patent of our information, our knowledge. We don't mind. But now please remember that it is not only managing this information, but it may happen that in future we may have to pay to other countries for this our very own knowledge. So tomorrow, if someone asks you that your child has got hurt and if you want to use haldi, then you have to pay money to some other country, then we can just imagine that how what can be the nature of the situation is. So we all should try and keep the patents which is our own knowledge. So that's why we need to, for that matter, first we need to know that what were the Indian knowledge systems, and we need to document all those things so that even for getting the patent of haldi, Dr. Mashelkar made use of two research papers which were produced in some research in recent year, which were giving information about the antiseptic properties of haldi, and so that he could produce those papers. So we need to know that what is our Indian knowledge system, what are our traditions, and we must document them so that other people cannot make money out of our own information. So this is our traditional information. This is our traditional knowledge, which we have to produce in a scientific and modern way to other countries. We have to identify its value first, and we need to be proud about it also. Now, we all know that many of Indians have contributed in the field of knowledge from ancient times. Like we know that Charak, Sushrut, Aryabhatta, Varahamihir, Bhaskaracharya, Brahmagupta, Chanakya, Panini, Patanjali, we all have heard all these names. But nowadays, these words are associated with some products or some TV serials. But what is their exact contribution to the knowledge system? Many of us do not know that before Pythagoras' theorem, a scientist, Baudhayan, has given this theorem many years, many centuries before Pythagoras has given this theorem. And nowadays, the world has also accepted and the world has also started saying Baudhayan Pythagoras theorem. But for that matter, we need to know that who were the Indian scientists, what is their contribution, what are the books written by them. We need to try and decode the information which is given in those books, and then we will perhaps come to know that what is our Indian knowledge system. Now the problem is many times these books are written in the languages which we are not familiar with, and the students of language may not be knowing about technology. Also, our Indian tradition was much of the information is written in some symbolic way, and they have the references of that particular time. They have some relation with literature of that time. Now, we do not know the language, we do not know the references, neither there was airtight compartments at that time. So you will find that sometimes you may find that this is a poem, but that poem may give you some information about some formula of physics. Those who learn language might think that this is a poem. Those who know physics may not open that particular book because they will think that it is a book related to language, and so the information cannot be decoded. So now we need to understand the very basic thing that earlier there were no compartments. If you have this book written by Bhaskaracharya called Leelavati is available on internet. I'll show you later some pages of that particular book. And in that book, you will find that the mathematics problems are produced in a form of a poem. We believe that there are Navarasa. All the use of all Navarasa are made to formulate a problem, to make that mathematical problem very interesting. When you will when we will go through those pages, you will try and understand. So there were no compartments like mathematics is something different, language is something different, history is something different. That is not our Indian way of teaching the subjects. This can be seen everywhere. If you compare Ayurveda with allopathy, Ayurveda is our own Indian knowledge system, and allopathy is something we have learned from West. Now, if suppose my blood pressure is, suppose I go and check with the allopathy doctor, and he finds that her blood pressure is 150/100. What that person will think, oh, your blood pressure is high, and doctor will prescribe me some medicine. If I consume that medicine regularly, my blood pressure level will go down. Okay, so the doctor thinks that the problem is solved. But if I go to a Ayurvedic Vaidya and come and say that my blood pressure is high, then Ayurved practitioner will try and understand that what's wrong with my system. He will not just look at the symptoms and try and control the symptoms, but Ayurveda thinks in total. Perhaps the Ayurvedic practitioner will think about my psychological state as well. He will try and check my eating habits. He will try and check my lifestyle. He will try and make changes in my lifestyle. He will try and make changes in my eating habits. He will prescribe some meditation techniques to me. He will advise me for some change in my thinking pattern. So our science, any of our science does not compartmentalize the things. We believe in holistic knowledge. So for us, maths, history, science, language, they are not separate subjects, but they are addressed in combination. So we have to look at Indian knowledge systems in this perspective also. So there are two categories. In Marathi, we say, if some of you understand Marathi, some of us say that June te sone, old is gold. So whatever, there are many people who say that only the things which exist in the old times were good things. Or some people say that now this is a contemporary world. June jau dya marana laguni. You should get rid of all the old things. So there are two schools of thought. So these schools of thought exist for IKS also, Bharatiya Jnana Parampara also. So it reminds me a shloka from Mahakavi Kalidas in his book Malvikagnimitra. In Malvikagnimitra, Mahakavi Kalidas says, Puranamityeva na sadhu sarvam, na chapi kavyam navamityavadyam, santaha parikshanantarat bhajante, Mudhaha parapratyaya neya buddhihi. So what does it mean? Kalidas says that all poems are not good only because they are old. All poems are not bad only because they are new. Good and wise people examine both and decide whether a poem is good or bad. Only a fool will be blindly led by what others say. So this shlok gives us the correct view with which we should look at these things which are included in the Indian knowledge system. We should not be at two extreme ends, but just we have to have an attitude that whether there is something relevant which can be used, which can be useful in this contemporary world also, is there any science behind this tradition? So we have to just look at the things, we need to analyze the things, and we need to avoid two extremes. Now, when we try and cover the syllabus of Indian knowledge system, when we try and include the contents into this subject, what we should need to consider as Indian knowledge system. While studying this Indian knowledge system, we have to go back to few thousands of years to some recent centuries, till 17th and 18th centuries. There was knowledge generated here and which we need to take into consideration. So we need not to restrict ourselves to the geographical boundaries of our country today. For example, we all know that Panini's grammar of Sanskrit is very famous. Nowadays, many other countries are also studying that, and it is also a proven thing also that Sanskrit is the language which can be very easily used by computer, because it has got a very structured grammar, and there are very less chances of misunderstanding if we use Sanskrit to give instructions to computer. So if you refer to this, even today, the Panini's grammar is being taught to our students under the subject Sanskrit. So this was written. Now this Panini has written this book in Kandahar. Now few people says that Panini was from Afghanistan. Few people says that now his his birthplace is in Pakistan now. But still, we have to consider this knowledge as Indian knowledge system, because we are considering thousands of years when we talk about Indian knowledge system. So now, what you will call as knowledge? What will be called as knowledge when we say Indian knowledge system? Everything. When we attended that UGC training on IKS, we had complete 2 sessions on Panchatantra. You all know that Panchatantra is a storybook where a king, the story is a king had 4 sons, and the king was worried that they 4 are not that serious, and how will they take care of the country? And so he appoints one teacher, and he asked that teacher that please teach my students, please teach my sons some important management techniques, so that they will become a good king. And to educate these Rajaputras, this Panchatantra is written. This Panchatantra is also available in market, and there are many management principles. There are many stories. And Panchatantra, it is called as Panchatantra. So 5 important management principles are taught. And even if we also read the stories from Panchatantra, many of, we all know that man, material, and machine, out of these 3 resources, man management is most difficult task. And there are many tips. Management people need to know the tips for this management, human resource management. So Panchatantra is the guide for this human research management. So we need to look at our Indian knowledge system in this perspective. So these are stories. There are some customs. There are some traditions. There are some what we can say our dharma granthas. There are some songs, folk songs. So there are some traditional dance types, and there are some information sources at our homes also. There are some art forms which are a specialty of that particular region. All those art forms, even we have what we can say recipes. Every home has got a different set of recipes. We have traditions to take care of our grains and n number of things. You know that recently, a few years back, I think 4 or 5 years back, a lady called Rahibai Popere, she has been awarded Padma Shri Award for preserving the traditional seeds. She is called as Seed Mata. So because she has preserved those traditional seeds, and she has preserved them with using traditional techniques. So all this comes under Indian knowledge systems. Now, the problem with Indian knowledge systems is we had a tradition that we used to transfer the knowledge from teacher to student, or from one generation to other generation, many times with oral traditions. Some of the knowledge is available in written form, some of which might be available in written form, but now that written content is lost. So what we need to do is, whatever is available, may it be in written form, may it be in oral form, we need to collect it, we need to classify it, and we need to arrange it sequentially. Many times, the links in between may be missing, and only those who are experts into that particular field may try and connect those missing links. Nowadays, the IKS department, government's IKS department, gives scholarships for collecting this type of information. I mean, there are people, there are some projects going on where they go from what you can say, Adivasi Padas, where they collect the information available with them. They have very peculiar information available with them. They know many medicines. They have many, what you can say, art forms, which they just transfer from one generation to other generation. And it is very difficult to get that information from them because they try and keep it with them. Maybe they may have their own reasons. So there is no written documentation about all this knowledge. There are many songs, many dance forms which are not documented, but they are transferred from one generation to another generation. There are, I know that in Pune also, there are a few people who treat any bone-related disease. I mean, ऑर्थोपेडिक सर्जन जो भी सारा काम करते हैं, वो सारा काम वो इतनी ट्रेडिशनल वे से करते हैं। उसके लिए वो कुछ उनके पास कुछ क्या कहते हैं ना उसको, लेप है, या कुछ ऐसे ये है कि बिना प्लास्टर लगाए बिना ऑपरेशन करे। और बहुत सारे लोगों को हमने देखा है उनके पास जाके ठीक होते हुए। तो हम इसे ये नहीं कह सकते। मेनी टाइम्स व्हाट वी हैव डन इज, ये जो सारा इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम है हमें हमने इसे एक ब्रॉड नाम दे दिया है कि ये सारी अंधश्रद्धाएं हैं, इनकी तरफ नहीं देखना चाहिए। और जो मॉडर्न है, जो पढ़े लिखे लोग हैं, वो सिर्फ वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज से जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन मिलता है उसके ऊपर हमने उसे भरोसा रखा। और हमारा जो भी ट्रेडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन है, ट्रेडिशनल नॉलेज है, उसे हमने सारी अंधश्रद्धा ऐसा कह के एक उसके ऊपर एक कवर करके उसको बाजू रखा है। लेकिन अभी हमें उसको उसके अंदर भी क्या कुछ रिलेवेंट है, क्या कुछ यूजफुल है, क्या कुछ ट्रेडिशनल है, उसे ढूंढ के फिर से निकालना पड़ेगा। एंड दिस इज व्हाट इज वर्क विच वी नीड टू डू इन दिस इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम्स। जस्ट अ मिनट। नाउ हमारे घर में भी काफी बार छोटे छोटे हमें कुछ बीमारियां होती है। तो हमारे घर की जो बड़ी दादी होती है या माँ होती है, उसे छोटी छोटी बातें पता है। जैसे छोटे बच्चे को अगर जुकाम हो जाए, तो हम सब लोग जानते हैं कि हमारे घर में एक सीतोपलादी चूर्ण नाम की बॉटल रखी रहती है, जिसको हम शहद में मिलाते हैं। और हर खाने के बाद अगर थोड़ा थोड़ा सीतोपलादी चूर्ण किसी बच्चे को दिया जाए, और बिल्कुल छोटे बच्चे से लेके बड़ों तक सबको हम दे सकते हैं। हम सबको पता है कि ये जो हमारे ट्रेडिशनल हमारी जो उपचार पद्धतियां हैं, इसके कोई साइड इफेक्ट्स नहीं है। तो आजकल अगर हम एलोपैथी की दवाई ले, तो कोई भी जुकाम हो तो 2 या 3 दिन आप दवाई लो, तब भी आपका जुकाम चलते ही रहता है। लेकिन अगर हम ये सीतोपलादी चूर्ण अगर हम यूज करें, तो एक दिन में कोई भी जुकाम ठीक हो जाता है। ये सब हमने घर में देखा है। या कई लोगों के यहाँ अगर बुखार होता है, तो छोटे बड़े बुखार के लिए हम लोग डॉक्टर के पास नहीं जाते, बल्कि हम 5 चीजों को मिला करके एक काढ़ा बनाते हैं। वो काढ़ा सुबह शाम पिए तो बुखार उतर जाता है। या तो छोटा बच्चा घर में है, तो छोटे बच्चे के लिए अब हम बहुत सारी जो आयुर्वेदिक वनस्पतियां हैं, उन्हें हम उसको मराठी में जिसे घुटी कहते हैं, उसको छोटे बच्चे को पिला देते हैं। और उसमें लोगों को पता भी रहता है कि किस कंटेंट को बढ़ाने से बच्चे को कौन सी बीमारी बच्चे की ठीक हो सकती है। तो बिना साइड इफेक्ट के हम लोग हमारे घरों में छोटे छोटे इलाज करते आए हैं। तो हमें इन चीजों की तरफ भी रिस्पेक्ट से देखना पड़ेगा। इन चीजों को इसको लेकिन हमें साइंटिफिकली दुनिया के सामने जो कंटेम्पररी रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी है, जो मेजरमेंट टेक्निक्स है, वो वो रिसर्च आज के तौर तरीकों को इस्तेमाल करके करना पड़ेगा। मतलब अगर कोई अगर उपचार पद्धति है, तो जिन डॉक्टर्स को साथ में आकर के उस बीमारी से रिलेटेड पेशेंट्स को कंटेम्पररी मेडिसिन दे करके, और उसकी कंपैरिजन में कुछ पेशेंट्स को इन दवाइयों को दे करके, जब वो रिजल्ट्स को प्रेजेंट करेंगे रिसर्च पेपर के फॉर्म में, तो हो सकता है कि ये जो हमारी ट्रेडिशनल टेक्निक्स है, उन्हें एक एक्सेप्टेंस मिले, साइंटिफिक एक्सेप्टेंस मिले। ऐसा हमारे यहाँ भी एक रिसर्च हुआ सीओईपी में, जो कि मुझे लगता है कि इस तरीके से हमें ये जो इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम है, इनको सिर्फ पढ़ा के नहीं चलेगा, इसको सिर्फ थियोरी पढ़ा के नहीं चलेगा। तो हमें इस सब्जेक्ट के कंटेंट में प्रैक्टिकल्स ऐड करने होंगे। अब प्रैक्टिकल्स कैसे ऐड करने हैं, ये शायद इमीडिएटली हम नहीं कर पाए। इसके लिए हमें थोड़ा सा इस सब्जेक्ट की स्टेबिलिटी बढ़ाने की जरूरत है। कुछ साल लगेंगे, लेकिन कैसे, जैसे वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन टेक्निक्स है, कुछ कंटेम्पररी वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन टेक्निक्स है और कुछ केमिकल्स यूज किए जाते हैं जिनको हम पानी में मिलाते हैं फॉर द सेक ऑफ प्यूरिफिकेशन ऑफ वाटर. Now, one of the researcher had found out one shloka from our college. One professor found out one shloka from one old article that in which there were few plants were mentioned that if you make use of those plants, we can use them for purification of water. Then that researcher first he needed to find out the contemporary names of those plants. Then he tried and arranged those plants. Then he scientifically planned the experiment. He treated water with those plants, recorded the results. He tested the water in the laboratories, and there are some measures like turbidity of water and pH value of that particular matter. As per the guidelines, he tested all the parameters of that particular water. He prepared the table. Then the same sample was tested with contemporary chemicals. Same results were found out. Same measurement techniques were used. Results were found out. Those results were compared, and the research paper was submitted. This is the way we should look at Indian knowledge system. We should not keep it to the library, but now we should need to take it to the laboratory. And then if we do such type of research, then research papers and patents will follow. Okay. So now, yes, some people, I have seen syllabus of many institutes of Indian knowledge system. Some of them had included the most contemporary research. I mean, जैसे पिछले 10 साल में अगर किसी भारतीय वैज्ञानिक ने कोई खोज की है तो उन्होंने उसको भी शामिल किया था इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम के सिलेबस में. मैंने कहा ये तो महाशय मुझे अभी भी दिखते हैं टीवी पे, तो इन्होंने जो रिसर्च किया वो कैसे आ गया इस सिलेबस में? तो उन्होंने कहा कि ये भारतीय है और ये इनकी ज्ञान निर्मिति है, तो हमने इसको भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा के सिलेबस में डाल दिया क्योंकि ये भी इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम है. तो हमें थोड़ा कंटेम्पररी इंफॉर्मेशन को नहीं डालना है इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम में, बल्कि हमें जो पुरानी ज्ञान परंपरा है, जो पुरानी ज्ञान निर्मिति है, उसको पढ़ाना है इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम में. और कंटेम्पररी जो भी नॉलेज है उसको हम बाकी सारे सब्जेक्ट्स में पढ़ा ही रहे हैं. तो ये थोड़ा सा कहीं कहीं मिसकंसेप्शन देखने को मिलता है, क्योंकि हम ये सब कंटेम्पररी तो हम पढ़ ही रहे हैं बाकी जगहों में और वो अवेलेबल भी है, लेकिन कंटेम्पररी के साथ हमें कंपेयर जरूर करना है. जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन हमें इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम पढ़ते वक्त हमें मिलेगी, उसे हमें कंटेम्पररी के साथ कंपेयर करके दुनिया के सामने रखना है. उसी से हमें यूजफुल, आज के लिए क्या यूजफुल है, ये मिल सकता है. हमारे यहाँ कहते हैं कि 64 कलाएं हैं, तो ये सारी ओरल ट्रेडिशन से एक पीढ़ी से दूसरी पीढ़ी के तरफ दी जाती थी. बहुत सारे स्किल्स थे. मैंने कुछ लोगों को देखा है कि अगर कोई भी मैकेनिकल कंपोनेंट अगर आप उनको दे, ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग हैं, बहुत सारे कारागिर हैं, जिन्हें अगर आप एक पार्ट दे और उन्हें ऐसा एक्सपेरिमेंट भी किया गया और उन्हें 1 घंटा छोड़ दिया गया और उन्होंने 1 दिन के लिए छोड़ दिया गया, तो 1 दिन में उन्होंने उस पार्ट को फिर से वैसे क्या वैसा दूसरा पार्ट बना दिया. उनके पास कोई भी मेजरमेंट के लिए सामान नहीं था. उन्होंने एक भी डायमेंशन मेजर नहीं किया. उनके पास कोई ड्राइंग नहीं था. कुछ भी उन्हें उस पार्ट के बारे में नहीं बताया गया था। लेकिन अगर आप वर्नियर कैलिपर भी लेके उन दोनों पार्ट्स के डायमेंशन को कंपेयर करें तो एग्जैक्टली उन्होंने उस डायमेंशन से वो पीस बनाए थे। अब बहुत लोग अचंभित है कि ये किस तरह से स्किल ये लोग डेवलप करते हैं, एक पीढ़ी से दूसरी पीढ़ी की तरफ ये स्किल डेवलप हो जाता है। उन्हें कोई भी फॉर्मल एजुकेशन की जरूरत नहीं है, लेकिन फॉर्मल एजुकेशन से फॉर्मल टेक्निक्स यूज करके हम जिस स्किल के साथ वो काम करते हैं उसी स्किल के साथ वो लोग अपना काम करते हैं। तो अब ये बहुत डिफिकल्ट है डिकोड करना कि एग्जैक्टली उनकी टेक्निक्स, ये नॉलेज ट्रांसफर होता कैसे है, ये भी डिकोड करना बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, बहुत मुश्किल है। अब जैसे हमारी बहुत सारी ट्रेडिशंस हैं जिनकी तरफ हमें देखना पड़ेगा, क्या क्या इसमें कुछ साइंस है। 2016 आप गूगल करें तो आपको पता चलेगा कि एक जापानीज साइंटिस्ट है, योशिनोरी ओहोसुमी नाम के जापानीज साइंटिस्ट है, जिन्हें नोबेल प्राइज से नवाजा गया। दैट नोबेल प्राइज इज फॉर इन मेडिकल साइंस ही वाज गिवन। और उन्होंने और उनकी खोज क्या थी, तो उन्होंने कहा कि अगर आप एक पर्टिकुलर पीरियड के बाद फास्टिंग करते हैं तो फिर आपकी बॉडी को जब कुछ बाहर से खाने को नहीं मिलता, देन द बॉडी ईट्स द अनवांटेड सेल्स itself, which saves us, which protects us from many diseases. Even diseases like cancer can be prevented if you practice fasting after a regular period. Now, in our tradition, in Indian tradition, fasting is very common. But what we did is कि ये कुछ पता नहीं बूढ़े करते रहते हैं, कुछ फास्ट करते रहते हैं, कुछ करते रहते हैं। We never thought that there is any science behind this. जैसे मैंने वो कालिदास का श्लोक कहा कि हमें बस विद एक क्वेश्चन मार्क हर चीज की तरफ देखना है कि क्या इसमें कुछ छुपा हुआ है, हर ट्रेडिशन के पीछे, हर इंफॉर्मेशन के पीछे क्या कुछ छुपा है। जैसे हमारे जो खेती करने वाले लोग होते हैं उन्हें बराबर पता है कि कब बारिश आएगी, उसके लिए उनकी कुछ टेक्निक्स है। अभी जिनको पद्मश्री मिला, वो मराठी के बहुत फेमस राइटर है मारुति चित्तमपल्ली, जिन्होंने जंगलों में जाके बहुत वहाँ के मतलब जो वहाँ की सृष्टि है उसका बहुत सारा अध्ययन किया है। तो उन्होंने कहा है कि कौवे कहाँ घर बनाते हैं, उनके घोंसले कहाँ बनाते हैं, पेड़ के किस डाली पे घोंसले बनाते हैं, उसको अगर हम ऑब्जर्व करें तो हमें पता चल सकता है कि इस साल जोर से बारिश होगी या कम बारिश होगी, क्योंकि कौओं को उनके घोंसलों को बारिश से बचाना है और नेचर ने उनको कुछ नॉलेज दिया है। अब ये तो और भी अलग नॉलेज है जिसको हम डिकोड कर ही नहीं पाए कि जैसे सुनामी जब आई थी अंडमान में, तो उस सुनामी में मरने वाले सारे इंसान थे या पालतू जानवर थे जिन्हें बांध के रखा हुआ था, लेकिन एक भी जानवर उस सुनामी में नहीं मरा, क्योंकि उसके पहले कुछ दिन उन्हें पता चल गया था कि कुछ होने वाला है, तो सारे जानवर उस किनारे से दूर चले गए थे। तो ये सब उस लोकल एरिया में जो लोग रहते हैं उन्हें इन सब नेचर की तरफ देख के, हमेशा हर चीज को देखते हुए उनकी पहली पीढ़ी ने उन्हें बताया होता है कि किसका क्या अर्थ है, और उस हिसाब से वो बहुत कुछ जानते हैं। तो अब हम इस सब की तरफ एक नॉलेज की दृष्टि से हमें देखना पड़ेगा और इसमें जो भी रहस्य छुपा है उसे हमें डिकोड करना पड़ेगा। हम लोग हजारों सालों से हम कब इक्लिप्स होगा या कब बारिश होगी या ये सब जो फिनोमिना है उसके बारे में एग्जैक्ट डे एंड डेट वाइज हम लोग बताते आए हैं। अभी भी बहुत सारे लोग पंचांग यूज करते हैं जिसमें लिखा हुआ होता है कब क्या होने वाला है। तो ये एक साइंटिफिक मेथड हो सकती है। अब पता नहीं, मेरे पास वक्त बहुत कम है, लेकिन आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस में बहुत पहले सालों में जो भी कुछ हो रखा है, कुछ कैलेमिटीज हुई है, उसका डेटा फीड करके अब आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की मदद से पीपल आर ट्राइंग टू डेवलप प्रोग्राम्स कि जो बताए कि ये डेट या ये ग्रहों की स्थिति फैटल हो सकती है, इस कॉम्बिनेशन पे अगर इस कॉम्बिनेशन पे फैटल कैलामिटीज ज्यादा होती है, ये ढूंढने के लिए पीपल आर डेवलपिंग आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस प्रोग्राम्स। सो वी नीड टू लुक एट ये जो हमारे इंडियन टेक्निक्स है, प्रेडिक्शन की टेक्निक्स, क्या ये भी एक तरह का आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस प्रोग्राम तो नहीं था, जिन्हें हजारों सालों का डेटा एनालाइज करके पीपल माइट हैव फाउंड आउट some situations which are harmful to the humankind. So मतलब हर चीज में हमें इस दृष्टि से देखना पड़ेगा कि क्या इसमें कुछ साइंस है। बस मैं इतना ही कहना चाह रही हूँ। द नेक्स्ट इज, ये बुरा लगता है कि फास्टिंग का नोबेल जो है वो किसी दूसरे देश के साइंटिस्ट को मिले। अगर हम इसकी तरफ कुछ साइंटिफिक वे से देखते तो पता चलता कि ये हमें भी मिल जाता। तो अब हम क्या क्या कर सकते हैं? अब ये इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम में हमें क्या क्या काम करना पड़ेगा? तो डिजिटलाइजेशन की एक बहुत बड़ी मूवमेंट चल रही है, बिकॉज ये जो इंफॉर्मेशन है, ये जो नॉलेज है, अगर रिटन फॉर्म में भी है तो उसकी एक या दो कॉपीज है, वेरी रेयर। अब उसकी कंडीशन कैसी है, उसे प्रिजर्व करना, क्योंकि प्रिजर्व करने के बाद फिर उसे हो सकता है कि उसका कोई समझने वाला उसे डिकोड करे, लेकिन तब तक जो भी कुछ हमें लगता है कि हमारे घर में कुछ पुराने डॉक्यूमेंट्स है या कई लाइब्रेरीज है जो अभी ये डिजिटलाइजेशन का काम कर रही है। सम आई नो सम ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूट्स अंडर आईकेएस, उन्होंने बच्चों को ये प्रोजेक्ट्स दिए हैं विद द हेल्प ऑफ सम एनजीओज की डिजिटलाइजेशन ऑफ द डॉक्यूमेंट्स करे। तो ये बहुत बड़ा काम है और इसके लिए भी ग्रांट मिल सकती है हमें डिजिटलाइजेशन के लिए। जैसे मैंने कहा कि इन सब में इसको ऐसे कैटेगरीज नहीं है, तो ये नहीं कह सकते कि ये साइंस की बुक है, ये मैथ्स की बुक है, ये लिटरेचर की बुक है। तो उसमें फिर कहाँ कहाँ क्या क्या छिपा है? जैसे मुझे रिसेंटली पता चला कि पुणे यूनिवर्सिटी में एक कोर्स पढ़ाया जाता है, साइंस इन संस्कृत लिटरेचर। मतलब कहाँ कहाँ कौन से रेफरेंस है, इसको देख के फिर उन पर्टिकुलर एक्सपर्ट्स के सामने उस इंफॉर्मेशन को रखना और उसको उनकी मदद से डिकोड कराना, ये भी एक काम है। इसके लिए हमें कोलैबोरेशन में काम करना पड़ेगा। किसी को लैंग्वेज आती होगी, किसी को मैथ्स आता होगा, किसी को साइंस आता होगा, किसी को हिस्ट्री पता होगी। तो हम सब लोग जो साथ में बैठ के उनको डिकोड करने की कोशिश करेंगे उस इंफॉर्मेशन को, तो शायद कुछ डिकोड हो सकती है वो इंफॉर्मेशन। और फिर उसे समझने के लिए भी हमें कोशिश करनी पड़ेगी। जैसे मैंने कहा कि उसको कुछ रेफरेंसेस है, उस टाइम के रेफरेंसेस है। तो इसके लिए जैसा मैंने कहा कि जिसे हिस्ट्री पता है उसे उस टाइम की क्या स्थिति थी, भौगोलिक स्थिति क्या थी, वहां के लोगों की परंपराएं क्या थी, बिलीव्स क्या थी, इन सब चीजों के बारे में जिसे पता है, वी नीड टू कोलैबोरेट विथ दोज पीपल आल्सो। एंड देन our task is to develop curriculum based on all this information. Now many books are coming up. 3-4 years back when we started working on NEP implementation, there were no books available on Indian knowledge system. Now you all must be aware that there are some NPTEL courses also, which which the teachers of IKS, I'll say that many of the content is even free, and the certification is also not that costly. I think the NPTEL courses are charged something 1,000 or 1,100. This is the fees for the certification, and the content is available freely. So there are YouTube courses, there are NPTEL courses by, I know engineering related courses by Professor Mahadevan and Professor Bhatt, but there are many other courses also related to literature as well, and many other subjects related courses based on IKS. There is a book by Professor Mahadevan also. Many people refer book by Professor Kapoor also, and there are some other books also which I can give you list. There was a gentleman known as Dharmapal at the time of Mahatma Gandhi. He was with Mahatma Gandhi, and to he went to England just to study the Indian knowledge system. That time, the photocopying machines were not available. The scanning facility was not available. This gentleman has referred many books in the British Library, prepared the diagrams with hand, and there are many volumes of his book. That is what is known as Dharmapala Sahitya. There are many volumes. Those volumes are available. I have seen the volumes in English, Hindi, and Marathi. There can be volumes available. Maybe in Gujarati also the volumes are available. And the information which he has collected from British Library, and he has categorized. That means engineering and science related information is categorized in one book, some literature related other book, and so. And what were the Indian knowledge systems, what were the traditions, he has prepared a documentation. That book is also, all the volumes are available. So such type of books we need. Nowadays many of us are dependent on English translations of all these books, but many of the translations are available. We need to go and find out these type of books. In Pune, there are two libraries. One is Bhandarkar Institute of Oriental Research Library of that particular institute, and another is Deccan Society's library. I have seen both the libraries, and huge collection of old books is available. Many books are digitalized also. I think their online library membership is also given. I have heard that day-to-day basis library membership is also given in these institutes. So we all need to visit these institutes. We all need to find out what are the books available, and we need to find out understanding. As I said, that only one shloka and experimentation based on that particular information, it might have taken 6 months for that particular researcher. So huge scope for research is available. Nowadays, chemical engineering people have started research, and they are trying to make sense. There are some old books in which how to make sense is explained. Rasaratnakar and related books are related to chemistry. People are referring to these books and trying and experimenting. You all know that we used to be experts in metallurgy, and even in Ayurveda, many nanoparticles are used, which are called as bhasmas. We know that nowadays we study in physics the scaling laws, that if we change the scale of any particular element, then the physics changes. So our people, whether they were knowing the effects of nanoparticles, so we were knowing these techniques. We have seen many articles that which are having a very small work done on it. So there must be tools, instruments, and we must be aware about many metals, because gold is used in making ornaments, in making coins. It has got medicinal uses also. So we know that from our traditions, we know that we used to make use of all these metals. Copper, bronze, all these articles are found out in many archaeological surveys. So there are many documents which give us the proof that our ancestors were knowing about these metals and these alloys. Now, each of this topic I'm talking is a topic of separate talk. That Indian metallurgy itself, I can talk for 3 hours on Indian metallurgy, because there are many proofs available, many photographs are available, and much of the information is available. I'm just giving you hint that you try and search and try and find out information about Indian metallurgy. Itself is a separate topic of talk. Indian mathematics itself is a topic of separated talks. And recently I had attended one lecture by a gentleman who gave us, who has shown 19 principles. Just now I had talked about Pythagoras principles. Similarly, he had talked about 19 principles, and with proofs. He has shown the shlokas, he has shown the proofs and proved that the year of these this knowledge, this information which was with us is prior to what world has accepted. Even about gravity, I was going through that Granth Leelavati. It has got a clear mention of Gurutvakarshana into it, and it was even before that Indian people were knowing about this gravity. A simple layman can also understand that we call geography as Bhugol. We use the words like Bhugol, Khagol. So we all knew about many of the information which people believe that is being generated by West people. We are coming to the end of this lecture. So as I said that in nutshell, that we have to take it from library to laboratory. We have to write research papers. We have to take patents based on this. And now there are many opportunities available. As I said, that if suppose I understand a particular rare book, I understand the meaning of it, and I have translated into English. Now the translation of that particular book in other languages itself is a huge work. So translators will be required, teachers are required. There is a shortage of teachers of Indian knowledge system. There is a shortage of certification. That's why we are planning here at COEP that we should start some certification courses on Indian knowledge system, because the authentic sources are, the authentic trainings are not that easily available. Yes, so there are many other avenues which are open due to this course. So there are many guides which will be required in future for PhDs in this subject. And please refer, now time does not permit me to go to the website of iksindia.org, and lot of information is available on that. Also, if any other, we have made a group here in COEP where we come and meet and we discuss. We try and associate many experts related to Indian knowledge system here in our group, so that this information can be made available to other institutes, and they can arrange their expert talks, and they can get their faculties trained. The IKS division has just now, there was a scheme that any book, if you want to write in the area of Indian knowledge system, there are grants available. There are grants available for research in this area. And so we all must must be benefited by this. We should take advantage of this. And I think if you can unmute yourself, or you can put your comments or your suggestions or your questions in chat box. I'll take questions for next 5 minutes, and then we can stop. Thank you. Today, I was sitting in my cabin there. I don't know, there was some problem with the internet. So in the break, I changed the location, and now I think there was no interruption in the second session. I apologize for the inconvenience caused due to this internet. You can post your questions, or you can unmute yourself, please. Thank you. Yes, any question? Kindly, sir, please अगर unmute कर सकते हैं तो 5 मिनट क्वेश्चन आंसर्स लेंगे हम. Yes, I have my PPTs in English also. I'll share those PPTs in English also. I opened this document in Marathi today, but yes, I have PPTs in English. There are many comments. I'm thankful. Let me tell you, a huge material is made available on the internet. Many of the institutes are making this material available. As you said that preparing this the proper presentations itself is a big task. It should be done by someone, that these materials should be compiled and made available to everyone easily. Thank you. Sometimes, someday, we'll take up a specific topic, say Indian metallurgy made be Indian metallurgy made be Indian mathematics, and I'll share some of the findings of Indian scientists. I would like to discuss it with you all. Actually, I could not interact with you, so I was not sure that from which stream and which faculty you all were with. So otherwise, some relevant information could have been shared. Thank you. And once again, I apologize for all the inconvenience caused from my side. No role of Malvi Emissions Training Center into this. This was all the internet problem was from my side. I'm taking this lecture from Pune, so I apologize for the same. Thank you. Shall we close this session, sir? With the permission of Rafi sir, shall I declare this session is over, sir? Yes, there is some nice discussion going on. I would have liked to discuss in person also, if possible, sometimes. If we can meet for some offline discussion, then I can share some of the resources also. Yes, with the feedback of preparing a better PPT, I end this session here today. Thank you.